The Little Fire Engine by Lois Lenski. Fireman Small has a little fire engine. He keeps it in the firehouse. The little fire engine is a pumper. A pumper uses its engine to pump the water. The truck carries black suction hose on one side and a ladder on the other. The fire hose is in the body of the truck. So babies, here's the suction hose, and there's the other hose, and there's the pump. Fireman Small sleeps upstairs in the firehouse. Ding ding, ding ding ding, goes the alarm. 2, 3, fire at Church and Summer Streets, calls Fireman Small. He jumps out of bed quickly, even though he's wearing all of his clothes, and suspenders for his pants that he needs in bed. Fireman Small puts on an ugly grimace and slides down the pole. I'm sliding down the pole. Fireman Small puts on his helmet and rubber coat. He's already wearing his suspenders. He jumps on the street and starts the engine. Mom, I sleep with suspenders on, he says. The other firemen come running. Tinker, the fire dog, come running too. But for some reason, they're all wearing suspenders as well. No one wears a belt in Tiny Town. The firehouse doors swing open. The little fire engine moves onto the street. Nang, 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 goes the bell. It's a different bell than the other one. Because Tiny Town citizens pay taxes, they can have different kinds of bells on their fire trucks. And Mo, Larry, and Curly hold on for dear life on the back of the truck. And everyone has a number 1 on their head, because everyone is number 1. The little fire engine runs every red light and goes faster and faster. It hits cars out of the way as they plow into buildings. All the cars that can make it in time pull over to the curb and let it pass, but those unfortunate people who don't see it, they get pummeled. Nang, 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 goes the bell. Ooh, wee, woo, goes the siren as a dry cleaner mourns at his friend who just got slammed by the front of the fire truck. The little fire engine turns the corner into Main Street, but it's going way too fast and slams right through the building. Oh, the people say, as they get pummeled by a fire truck. Nang, 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 goes the bell. Ooh, wee, ooh, goes the siren. All the people stop and look, take off their hats, and have a moment of silence. Where is the fire? Look, the people are as big as this building that's on fire. The little fire engine comes to Church and Summer Streets. There are giants attacking the house. They're the ones who caused the fire. The corner house is on fire because one man thought it was funny to put a cigarette out inside the house. He's too big. Smoke is coming out of the doors and windows. The little fire engine is no match for these giants, so they slow down by the fire hydrant and drop off the hose. They're going to fight fire with water, and giants with water too, apparently. The firemen unload the hose from the truck. They lay the hose to the fire. We're no match for these giants, they say. So I'll just point to them as I blush. Fireman Small screws the nozzle on the end of the hose. The people have gotten smaller now. Whew, that was close, says Fireman Small. The other end goes to the pumper. The suction hose goes from the pumper to the hydrant. Let me lift my left hand. What was that for, they said. I don't know, he just likes to lift his left hand. Go inside the house, shouts Fireman Small. That's where the fire is. I want you to touch it and tell me if it's hot. The firemen takes pikes and axes and march at the door. They forgot that they fight fire with water, so they're going to fight fire with pikes and axes as they march through the door. All the meanwhile, Tinker is wondering why he's abandoned in the truck. Good thing it's not a closed car, because he could get arrested. Fireman Small could get arrested for abandoning his dog in his vehicle. Start the pump, orders Fireman Small. Turn the water on! The pump starts pumping. Swish! The water comes shooting out the nozzle. The family carries sofas, lamps, tables, and chairs out of the house, but forget their other family members because they love chairs more. Look, she's even got a cast iron pot. These are the most valuable things to us, they say. We're gonna forget family photos and other valuables. Let's just get the chairs. Look, there's even a stool here. And this one, this little girl's like, oh, is that a truck? And she's got a little... Is that E.T.? Anyway, Tinker curiously looks outside the truck. Do you have a treat for me? He thinks hopelessly. A fireman calls out the window. The fire is around the kitchen chimney. Also, I'm on fire too. Fireman Small and his men take the hose to the kitchen. They rush in at the back door, and when they shoot the house, they miss it entirely and end up watering the hanging plants. But the force of the water is too strong, and they destroy the hanging plants, and little boy's like, my geraniums! Fireman Small killed my geraniums! And somehow this little girl also has another doll that wasn't in the other picture, but she's got two dolls now, or a baby. It was sitting up in the other one, but now it's laying down. Anyway. Oh, look! We were too busy getting chairs and we forgot our daughter and our cat on the second floor. A little girl is standing out the window upstairs. She has a kitten in her arms. Mama! You forgot me! You were too focused on the chairs and the tables, and you forgot your own flesh and blood! Stay right where you are, answers her mother. Let's hope the fire eats you alive. Fireman Small is coming. He will bring you down. Get the ladder, orders Fireman Small. The mother and father are incompetent, so we need to save this little girl now. Run it up. Hurry! Fireman Small climbs up the ladder. He lifts the little girl and the giant white cheetah out of the house. That is actually the same size as a little girl and half the size of a grown man. He runs to her father and mother, and she punches them both in the stomach. You left me! You forgot me! You picked the chairs and the tables over your daughter! Hooray! Shout the people. Fireman Small goes up the ladder again. I need to make sure that they get insurance money. Let me destroy the roof. He takes his axe. The fire's in the attic now. He chops a hole in the roof with his axe. The fireman takes the hose up the ladder. Fireman Small squirts water into the hole. Zzz. It's actually electric water. White clouds of steam rise up. The flames die down. The fire is out, shouts Fireman Small. Stop the pump. Turn off the water. But first, before you do that, fill up the kiddie pool on the ground. I'm gonna dive right into it. The firemen do what they are told. Fireman Small takes a dive from the second floor and misses. Good thing he's wearing his helmet, though. They put everything back in the truck. Tinker is still waiting in his seat. Do you have a treat for me, he says. They forget to give Tinker a treat, but they pat him on the head for being a good dog. We hope you remember to take your daughter out of your burning house next time. The fire is over, says Fireman Small. Move right back in again, and don't worry about all the charred walls, or how it might collapse on you since there was just a fire in it on the second floor and in the attic. The family carry their sofa, lamps, and tables, which have more value than their children, back inside the house. The fire is over, says Fireman Small. Let's go so I can go back in bed with my overalls and suspenders. He drives slowly back to the firehouse, and the people are still in mourning. And that's all about Fireman Small. The end.